psychology, the stories that we tell ourselves, the limiting beliefs that we have that might prevent us from taking action on a job that we looks attractive, but we're not too sure. So it's all that kind of stuff there. So mindset is your set of beliefs, thought patterns about yourself and your struggles, your successes, your social relationships. And if you want to increase your agency and captain your own ship and take back control and command in your life and your career, and we want to be able to really work on this mindset stuff. So if I can connect the dots with you from the Confident Conversations course, the
Mm,
courage habit builder is all of this kind of stuff around the ladder of conclusions and that kind of thing, all are a part of this process. Um, my favorite quote in all of this that I've found really transformational for myself, and I know I've shared it with you and I've told you about this, but I'm going to tell you about it again, is that Viktor Frankl quote that between stimulus and response is a space, and that space is our power to choose our response, and our response lies our growth and our freedom. So this
mm,
mindset stuff is all about stretching out the gap between stimulus and response. So
mm.
99.9% of society, and it's getting worse and worse and worse, is that they are reactive to any little thing around them, and they're reactive in a negative way. So that we're in a real social crisis as a
Mm,
society at the moment because people don't have a lot of ability to pause, check in, reframe, take action, and that requires, when you're learning to do it, some real deliberate kind of action and real deliberate thought process, and then
mm.
eventually you get to the point where you catch it early, and you know we're talking a lot of with you about catching your thoughts and
Yes.
triaging them. This is what this is all about. So I know for me, this is really important. I used to get really caught up in emotions, and when things got hard, I would remove myself. So I would step
Mm.
away, whether that be just by shutting down and not contributing to the conversation anymore,
Yeah.
or physically removing myself from the person or the situation. It is still my default. I have to work really hard to stay in the moment when there's big emotions, but the more you practice it, the easier it gets. So that's for me. Look, the whole Confident Conversations course that you've participated in was my journey around figuring out how to take control back rather than playing small and hiding away, um, to actually step up and offer everything I have to offer. So, you've known me for a while now, so you've seen the journey, you've seen the iteration, and not all
Mm.
of it's easy. There's moments where I'm like, oh, why did I get all tied up in that emotion? I should have just
Yeah.
stayed really calm. The other thing that I've noticed too is that as soon as you make a situation, you take it personally, the whole
Yeah.
thing starts to derail. So this is where we want to catch those moments where something outside of you is happening
Yeah.
and you're making it about yourself, which we're wired to do. So psychology mastery is all about jerry-rigging the wiring that exists naturally in us and training ourselves to respond differently. So this is a perfect example of where the brain hasn't evolved as fast as society has evolved. So biologically, we're still primitive in our
Yeah.
responses, and we are having to train ourselves to actually navigate those things differently than what our biology wants to do, right? Our biology wants to protect at all costs,
Yeah.
and that's just not the case. So